So we're gonna do some just chatting tonight, okay? And I got 4 topics. We're gonna do like a react stream. All right, we're gonna do some reactions. All right, we're gonna start with this. I want to watch this video with you guys. One of my friends sent it to me. I haven't watched it yet. So this is a conversation with Logan Paul, a gentleman and a scholar. This is Logan Paul debating religion with his friend George. So.
I disagree. I don't think that we have to condemn homosexuality. I don't think that we have to condemn sex before marriage, or a slew of gluttony.
Don't condemn it.
I don't know if I can. I just don't know if I can get behind. Like, that's silly to me. That seems silly to me. So I think it's a silly practice to engage in, and I think it deserves satire. Like, come on.
Yeah, but that's not...
bro. Oh, this is fire, chat. Now I know why Dorley sent this to me. All right, so Logan's talking about Christianity and talking about religion. All right, this is so interesting. And frankly, I'm sure some of you probably agree with this. So, like, you know, feel free in chat if I'm missing on this. And if you're like, hey, no, like, he's definitely right, let me know. That's why we do this react content. So Logan's talking about Christianity, or about religion, and he just said his summary of religion and why he thinks he should be able to meme religion, make fun of religion, mock religion. His summary of religion was 2 things. He said, let me just get it. Let's get his exact words. This is Logan Paul's entire summary of religion. Let's run it back real quick.
I just don't know if I can get behind. Like, that's silly to me. That seems silly,
especially in the way that you do, which is never very skillful or graceful in any way, is harmful and is destructive.
I disagree. I don't think that we have to condemn homosexuality.
All right, so Logan Paul's summary of religion. Condemn homosexuality.
I don't think that we have to condemn sex before marriage.
Condemn sex before marriage.
Or a slew of gluttony.
All right, so this is so fascinating, man. This is so fascinating. All right, so like Logan Paul just summarized religion, not just Christianity, religion. Okay, Islam, religion, Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever. And he said, to me, Logan Paul, religion is condemning, and let's be real, he lives in America. He grew up in America. I don't know what state. Somebody can tell me that maybe in the chat, what state he grew up in. He grew up in America. Obviously, like, when he says religion, this guy's reacting to Christianity. He's reacting to American Christianity, okay? So what Logan Paul is saying is, I am going to reject American Christianity because I don't want to condemn homosexuals and I don't want to condemn sex before marriage. Bro! Okay, this is where, like, I want to talk to the Christians in the chat. All right, let me talk to the Christians in the chat about why we do what we do on Twitch. Christians. So actually, anybody, this is a Bible, okay? So this is a Bible. All right, the Bible is 66 books written over thousands of years, okay? 66 books authored by dozens of different individuals, written over thousands of years. The Bible contains a lot of different kinds of literature, okay? It contains poetry. It contains history. It contains biography. It contains prophecy. It contains apocalyptic writing. It contains letters that are written from a pastor to churches. I mean, I can keep going. There's all these different kinds of literature in the Bible, okay? This Bible, okay? If you, like, flip to any random page of this Bible and you read it, the chances of you reading a specific verse about homosexuality or sex before marriage are very, very low. Maybe 1 in 500, maybe 1 in 1,000. Like, if you're talking about, like, if I just open this book and I try to get to an understanding of what is the narrative of this book about, this is really important. What is the narrative of this book about? What is the narrative of this faith about? Like, the chances of you just opening the Bible and reading it and landing on a verse about homosexuality or sex before marriage are like 1 in 500, maybe 1 in 1,000. So. Here's my question, man. Here's my question, chat. Why is it that Logan Paul, one of the most influential YouTubers in the world, the most influential people in the world in the next generation, why is it that Logan Paul, who grew up in Ohio, grew up around plenty of Christianity, I'm sure, why is it that his impression of this 2,000-year-old faith in this book that is thousands of pages long, written by dozens of authors, 66 different books, thousands of years. Why is it that when he sums up everything that he believes about Christianity, he lands on condemn homosexuality and condemn premarital sex? Two ways to look at this. One way is to look at Logan Paul and be like, Logan Paul sucks. I can't believe he thinks that. I don't think that at all. When I listen to Logan Paul sum up my faith like that, I feel like, man, we have failed as Christians. We have failed as churches. We have completely failed at getting our message out to the world, because the message of my Bible, when I talk about the message of my Bible is not condemn anything. Lean in. We have a fireside chat. All right, like I'm talking about if I was gonna explain the gospel of Jesus Christ, all right, to somebody, like, I'm not starting with the word condemn. I'm not starting. The gospel of Jesus is about sin, all right. But here's the thing: sin as a category is way bigger than homosexuality and premarital sex. And the same people, the same Christians, pastors, churches that condemn homosexuality and premarital sex don't preach any sermons about gluttony and obesity, which are also two gigantic sins that the Bible talks about. Or they don't preach any sermons about materialism, all right, and the grip that money takes on the human heart, which is talked about way more. Money is talked about way more in the Bible than homosexuality. So here's my question: is like, what have we gotten so wrong as the church in America, that I'm watching a video right now with one of the most influential people to the next gen in the world, and his summary of my faith is, oh yeah, Christians are the people that condemn homosexuality, and Christians are the people that condemn homosexuality, and Christians are the people that condemn premarital sex. I want to keep listening to Logan, because like I'm not offended by him. I don't find his take there like bad. I'm frustrated that we haven't done a better job with our messaging and with our marketing, which is, by the way, why I stream on Twitch. So let's keep listening.
What happens to a Muslim when they die, George?
I don't know. God says no one knows who goes to heaven or hell. That's in the Bible.
But they do go to heaven or hell.
Yes.
A Muslim can go to heaven.
Yes.
Can a Jewish person go to heaven?
Again, I don't know who goes to heaven or hell.
I definitely haven't heard the Bible verse that was just mentioned, and I'm 99% sure it's not in the Bible. So that was weird. Like, the Bible's pretty clear on heaven and hell, that Jesus is the way to heaven, and apart from believing in Jesus Christ and being saved, you go to hell. That's pretty clear in the Bible. So that was a very weird, that was like a really weak, watered down, like, I don't know if he just doesn't want to offend Logan or what, but like, bruh. 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 The faith is like, Chad, just so you know, I believe this, like the way to spend eternity with God in heaven is through believing in Jesus Christ. If you don't believe in JC, I personally believe you're going to be stuck spending eternity in hell, a place that nobody should want to be. I mean, it's a fundamental belief of Christianity. So it was super weird to me to hear the Christian be like, no, the Bible says you can't really know. That's super weird.
I am not the guy who decides who's going to heaven or hell.
But doesn't
Okay, that's what he's trying to say. I think he's trying to say, like, I don't know ultimately where people are going, which is fair. So that's super fair. And because I would say the same thing. It's like, what he's saying, the Bible verse is that only God knows the heart, okay? So this is where, like, when Christians are like, you're going to hell, it's super weird, because it's like, well, God knows the heart, and God is the judge, not me. I just think that if we're going to say that, we need to also be clear that, like, our Bible is also very clear that believe in Jesus Christ and be saved. And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So two things are true. One, you need to believe in Jesus if you want to know God in eternity. There's only one way there. You got to know JC, worship him, follow him, do your best to obey him, right? And walk with him. And I do think there is a let God be God element of, you know, I know what the Bible says, but I have not personally witnessed a judgment yet. So I think that's what he's trying to say.
Doesn't your scripture say something about if you're not subscribed to Christianity?
Oh,
you're basically it's a sin, and you're going to be
You can only
banished?
go through the Father, through the Son. Yeah. So Christianity believe that through Jesus you could be saved.
All right, so let me start with this, chat. Let me ask you a question, because I know not everybody in here is a Christian. In fact, most of my community are not Christians. And so this is something I'm curious about. If you're not a Christian, do you find it offensive? This is so interesting to me, because people get, like, offended by this, and I personally don't really get what's offensive about it. Do you find it offensive that a Christian would believe that you are going to hell if you don't believe in their God? Let me see. Like, is that an offensive belief to you? That a Christian, if you're not a Christian, like you don't believe what I believe, right? Would it be offensive to you to just know Christians believe that I'm going to hell if I don't believe in their God? Is that the reason I ask is because like I get a little confused on this, that like that's presented as offensive. And so I want to get educated here, you know, if anybody can help me out, because it's like, listen, at the end of the day, I think that like nobody wants to be told they're going to hell. But if you don't believe what I believe, what is offensive about this? Like, you may not even believe in hell. In fact, you probably don't believe in hell, which is why you're not a Christian. I think what is offensive is not the belief itself, but it's the way that Christians have presented themselves. Because I think that people, maybe you, Sax, if you have any experience with this, please share it in the chat, man. I think most of my friends that aren't Christian have a lot of stories about how people who are Christian judged them, were rude to them, and kind of like, I mean, we use the phrase Bible bang, right? Beat them over the head with a Bible in a way that made them feel less than. And that's offensive. In fact, that's offensive to me as a Christian. And so I think that's the gap, is it's like, here's the thing, like, if you believe in an eternal hell, all right, like the way that you talk about that, Christians, is really important. Like, standing on the side of the freeway holding a sign that says you're going to hell, believe in Jesus, like, is probably doing more harm than good. Probably. Versus inviting a friend out to lunch, right, who you know doesn't believe what you believe, and saying, hey, man, what do you believe in? Let me say this. Total loser mentality. Total loser mentality if we live in a culture of offense, to just be like, well, people are going to get offended anyway. Loser mentality. If I live in a culture of offense and my job is to convince people that what I believe is true, then I'm going to do as much as I can to work overtime to try to not be offensive. All right, I want to keep let's keep watching the video. Let's keep watching the video.
But that doesn't mean
Only
I
for
go
Jesus,
condemn.
not Allah.
But question: what makes you think I'm going around condemning people? That's what I want to know. Because you always put that on me. You always yell at me about gay
Yo, good on this guy to challenge Logan with this.
people. I never once talk about gay people.
Because you're subscribed to the doctrine that perpetuates that information.
I'm subscribed to love my neighbor.
Not everyone in your religion is.
Yeah, but
That's
but
fine.
singling
It's
out.
not fine.
Hold on,
You're sitting in the same boat with some really hateful
Let
people.
me help for a sec.
I believe.
Hold on, let me help for a sec.
Okay.
Singling
Help me
out.
talk.
No, let me jump in from my point of view, please.
Okay.
Singling out specific wrongs in a religion, or singling out certain people that subscribe to that religion, is an exercise in futility. I could say the same for a ton of atheists that have severe malpractice in their.
All right, George is owning Logan right now in this debate. He's owning him. All right, now listen, Logan Paul is not an intellectual. All right, I shouldn't say it like that. That's offensive. But, you know, it's not like this guy became famous by, you know, becoming known as a great thinker. But, like, Logan's argument being like, that's just such a bad argument. Logan, you look like an idiot here, bro. Like this is just like I know that you're a deeper thinker than this. Maybe you're not. I think you're a deeper thinker than this. I gotta believe, like, it's what George is saying. He's like, when you single out like one person, or like when you single out the loudest voices to represent an entire group of people, like, the stupider that is the bigger the group of people that is. And so when you're talking about like people who are Christian, you're talking about over 1 billion people. So when you take like a group of voices, in this case, he's saying people who are like loudly anti-gay, right? And then you're like, oh, that represents all of global Christians, over 1 billion people. Like, that's just like, this is like, man, like we're missing here. So, all right, hey, number 3. All right, this happened a while ago, but I want to see what you guys think about it. So this guy Carlos is this guy Carlos right there. He founded G2 Esports. And they're a pretty big org, right? I don't follow esports super closely, but I think they're pretty big, like TSM, you know, like they're a major org, okay? So he founded G2 Esports, and he took a picture with Andrew Tate, and basically he got canceled for it. Not like internet canceled. Who cares? If you get Twitter canceled, whatever, you know? like Twitter cancellation, you know, like who cares, right? But like I'm talking about like League of Legends, run by Riot Games, literally took away G2's ability to play until they fired him, and he had to like he literally like was not allowed to be part of G2 for them. And League of Legends is crazy. Like that's like if you have a spot in the pro league of League of Legends, like you're talking about like that's like millions and millions and millions of dollars on the line. All right, so basically he took a picture with Andrew Tate and then kind of like defended it and lost his job for it. All right. So I just want to see what you guys think about this, because I think like, and then recently he came back out and he tweeted this and he said, can't cancel me twice, BITCH. I'll say it louder for the people in the back. Andrew Tate is the effing man. All right. So I'll keep it a buck. I don't follow Andrew Tate super closely. I have yet to see an Andrew Tate clip that I like am like, oh yeah, that's a guy I think is a smart guy or that I really agree with. And then I've seen a lot of like quotes from Andrew Tate that, at least taken out of context, are like really cringe and make me go, ooh. But that being said, it's really weird to me to live in a world. It's very strange to me to live in a world, okay, where me supporting the ideas that someone has, okay, me supporting the ideas that someone has is so unacceptable so what League of Legends said is they said that the rule that he violated, I did some deep dive on this. Here's the rule that he violated, okay? Here's the League of Legends rule that he violated. They said he breached Article 9.2.5. All right? Article 9.2.5 says this. Team managers and members may not give, make, issue, authorize, or endorse any statement or action having or designed to have an effect prejudicial to the best interest of the league, Riot Games, or its affiliates. So basically, this guy got fired from his job because League of Legends said that he was taking actions prejudicial to the league. Now, here's what concerns me about this. The actions that he took, oh man, chat, this is like, the actions that he took that were prejudicial to League of Legends, here's what he did not do. He did not commit a crime. He did not physically assault or otherwise injure someone. He did not personally insult someone. He did not, I could keep going. Like that's what he didn't do. What he did was associate himself with someone else whose views are found to be offensive by some ? Much ? Of the world, probably just depending on the internet bubble that you live in. So again, I'm not an Andrew Tate fan. I don't watch his content. I think it's crazy that people are paying this guy money to tell him how to live their life. I think it's depraved and dumb, and that's how I feel about Andrew Tate personally. But I'll say this, like I'm way more concerned about living in a world where I lose my job if I'm willing to associate with someone who thinks differently than I'm quote unquote supposed to think. Am I missing this one, chat? I don't know. Like Andrew Tate, I know he said some stuff, but it's like, I just think it's crazy how we're moving the goalposts on this. Like, it used to be that you were a bad person if you did bad things. Now you're a bad person. This is what's crazy. It used to be you're a bad person if you did bad things. Now you're a bad person if you enjoy listening to the arguments of someone who is perceived as being dangerous. Am I missing this? Because here's what's interesting about Andrew Tate. I'll tell you this. Because I'd read a lot about him being misogynistic and all this stuff, and he has some quotes that sound very misogynistic to me. He's never been arrested. I thought he was like a domestic abuser. Like, he's not been arrested of this. There's no charges on this. So it's like, it'd be one thing, I guess, if Andrew Tate was a wife beater or a woman beater, right? Like, as far as I could tell, I did some police work on this. Like, Andrew Tate hasn't actually done, like, the worst thing you can say about Andrew Tate is he has opinions about the world that I don't agree with. And that maybe you could say that I think are quote unquote harmful to the world. But what's more harmful to the world? Woo, I'm on fire right now. What's more harmful to the world, chat? Is it more harmful to the world that Andrew Tate exists and has opinions that are quote unquote harmful to the world, or is it more harmful to the world that we are progressively moving toward a world where if you think in your mind, agree publicly with your words with the opinions of someone whose opinions are quote unquote damaging to the world, now you don't get to have a job anymore? That second one is way more dangerous. That is way more dangerous. This is why I think this is what woke people miss, man. I don't like to use woke pejoratively like that, but it's like, listen, if you don't see that being way more dangerous, flip it. What if Andrew Tate was out here saying, let's just flip it for a second. What if Riot Games was really conservative, quote unquote conservative? And what if Andrew Tate was out there saying, man, I love gay people and I love drag shows and we need more of that in our culture? And what if Riot Games said, we're going to suspend a league owner who associated with that because we think it's harmful to our league? What the? Y'all see how crazy this is? You just got to flip it. You just got to, when we get to this place in our culture where we are policing not people's moral virtue, not their actions, but we're policing their ideologies and we're policing their thoughts. I mean, that's a dangerous place to be, man. That's a dangerous place to be, because now all that matters now is if one person doesn't like the way that you think, no matter how upright a life you're living, no matter what you're actually doing to contribute, not contribute, if somebody doesn't like how you think now, you lose your career. And I think that we gotta really, 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 really get united. We gotta get united. This is not a left or right issue, guys. This is not conservative or liberal. This is just this is the future of humanity. This is the future of discourse. And we need to unite on this and really saying 100% nah. The standard of whether or not someone deserves to have a public profile is not going to be based on what their opinions are. It's going to be based on what their actions are. That's really important. That's really, really important. So, all right. Seems like you guys are with me on this, man. You're hitting. Men are desperate for a masculine leader in a world where men have been emasculated. Yeah, 100%. I think that's the dangerous thing about Andrew Tate is I see why he's appealing, because it's just men don't have role models anymore. Men don't have role models. And so, and that's why, I laugh at his stuff, because I have a father, I have a great dad who I've looked up to my entire life, and I have pastors and I have mentors who I look up to. I literally laugh out loud at most of Andrew Tate's content. I laugh out loud at it. It's such a comical, reduced version of masculinity, and it's coming from somebody who, frankly, I don't think, I don't see anything admirable in his life. What do I want to imitate about this guy's life? What is he doing in his life that is admirable or virtuous? That's why I'm saying, I don't even like Andrew Tate, but I will always stand up for the right of people to like somebody that I don't like. And I feel like we're losing that in our culture. All right, last thing, we'll end on this, man. Thanks for rocking with the Just Chatting content, guys. It's been fun. All right, we're going to end on this. Now that I did a whole rant about how, we need to, not cancel people. I'm a top G, yeah. See, it's half of if you just have a good brand, top G is just good branding. It's just a fun way to say it, All right, I just did a whole rant on how we shouldn't cancel people, right? I just did a whole rant on how we shouldn't cancel people, and so I'm gonna end by canceling someone. All right, chat. I want you to join me in canceling Hasanabi. All right, you guys know who Hasanabi is? Did I lose it? I hope I didn't lose it. Did I lose it? Shoot, I lost it. Shoot, chat. Hang on. I gotta find it again. Hang on. All right, we're gonna cancel Hasanabi together, and I'm only half joking because I think this is crazy that he did this, and I'm frankly confused. All right, so Hasanabi recently did a stream. All right, he recently did some content. Hasanabi recently did some content where he cosplayed. All right, where he cosplayed as Jesus. All right. Yo, Kanan, I love you so much, man, and I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of you, man. So Hasanabi cosplayed as Jesus. Are you seeing this? Is this on the screen clearly? All right, this is Hasanabi cosplaying as my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. All right, and this like chat. I'm not like into offense porn. All right. I think people like get like sexually turned on by getting offended these days. It's crazy. Like people literally get turned on by getting offended. I'm not that guy. I'm very hard to offend. But I'm scrolling Twitter and I see this, and I was offended personally in the sense of like, because here's the thing: the dude didn't just cosplay as Jesus. He did a thing called the Passion of Hassan, and the Passion of the Christ is like this is. Jesus is obviously sacred to Christians, but this is the most sacred moment of Jesus' life, right? Where he hangs on the cross and dies for the sins of humanity. So Hassan took the most sacred moment of Christianity and memed it. I mean, he memed it. There's no other way to say it. He memed it, okay? And so I replied to his tweet and I just said this. I said, oh, dope. I said this. I said, is it cool if I cosplay as Muhammad now? So I'm going to call this out as clearly as I can, because here's two things that I've learned. Here's two concepts that I've learned from my friends who are more liberal than I am. Concept number one, cultural appropriation. I've been told that cultural appropriation is something that I'm not supposed to do. And I don't watch enough of Hassan's content to know if he believes in cultural appropriation, but I'm guessing he does, because he's about as left as you can get, all right? So cultural appropriation is the idea that, like, you know, like if you are white and you're making hip hop music, rap music, you know, you're culturally appropriating black culture and you're profiting and you're benefiting from it, and that's wrong because it's not your culture. Somebody correct me if I misstate this. I haven't studied it in depth, but that's the whole idea. And there's this, and I think it's total baloney, total BS, total like it's such a crazy concept and idea that I just rejected outright. But let's say it's real. Like, if you're a non-Christian cosplaying as Jesus with a cross, is this not cultural appropriation? What am I missing? Like, this is what boggles my mind about some of this stuff from woke people. Is like, this is the same thing. So either be okay with it and stop making up things to be offended about, cultural appropriation, or apply it evenly, right? Like, what is different? Here's another question I had. Like, what is different about this and blackface? Blackface, right, is cancelable now, all right? If you cosplay, dress, I mean, in the gaming community, we've seen this, like, and I've also seen with, like, Asian characters. Like, basically now, if you cosplay as a character whose race is not your own, canceled, not okay, okay? Cultural appropriation, et cetera, et cetera. Here's like the biggest streamer on Twitch, Hassan. He's not a Christian, cosplaying as Jesus Christ. Like, what am I missing? Now, on the race thing, Hassan is closer to Jesus's race than I am as a white dude, so credit where credit is due, I guess. You know, Jesus was a Palestinian guy, you know, from the Middle East, you know. I think Hassan is Turkish, so he's closer to that part of the world than I am for sure. Here's what I'd say too. Guess what? Here's what I'll end on, because this is a great ending to the whole last like hour of conversations. Okay, I don't want to cancel Hasanabi. I don't care. Like I saw him do this. I was personally offended. But but I'll say this: I would be more offended if Twitch suspended him for dressing like Jesus. Because I'm just telling you, chat, we got to get to a place in our culture where you can be offended by something and not say that means that this person doesn't deserve to have a career. This person doesn't deserve to have a platform. It's like, so I'm not canceling Hassan because I don't believe in it. I think it's a really dangerous thing that we're at as culture. But just get it. Pathfinder cosplay tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. That makes sense though, chat. It's like, I just think it's like, I don't understand why. Like, you guys, we all believe different things in chat. You guys are pushing back on me. We all come from different backgrounds. But I'd say I think we all agree on this. Like, I just think that like 99 out of 100 people pretty much agree on this. That like, you know what? If you believe something different than me, that's okay. And we can be friends anyway. And That used to be a really hey Match, I love you, dude. We got to do a phone call. Obviously, I know you're retired, man. I've been thinking about you. We got to do a phone call, man. I love you, buddy. You know, it used to be a critical piece of the American experiment that you can believe what you believe, I'll believe what I believe, and we're gonna be friends at the end of the day. Yeah, like that used to be like a really critical part of being American, and I think we've lost it, and I want to get back to it. So, love you guys, man. Love you guys. Is that all right? That was fun, man. That's fun. This was just chatting. Now, here's the hard thing about just chatting. All right, you know, hey, exclamation point donate, exclamation point donate. Hit some subs because I want to chat. I'm a leak an announcement. I'm gonna build a brand new Stream Shack in 2023. Because what I want to do is I need more space. Because is this a cool background? Like, do y'all rock with this? Yeah, like I like Fortnite, but y'all let me in here. Exactly. A Fortnite enjoyer, imagine. Y'all rock with this background, chat? I gotta find my mouse, man. Like basically, I want to have an area that I can do. I want to have an area that I can do just chatting in. Dusty will be upset at you, bro. Oh man, no. I'm gonna still have a shack. I just want to build a better shack. All right, like because basically I want a studio and then I want like a gameplay area. So I want a studio and a gameplay area. Because what I'm gonna have to do right now, because I want to play games the rest of the night, is now I have to flip my chair around, and there's probably a 50% chance I'm gonna unplug a critical cable. It's at minimum I have to fix my chair and move my I want to have a dedicated studio space and a dedicated gaming space. That makes sense. So new Stream Shack 2023, man. It's still gonna be in my backyard. It'll still be in a shack, but we need more space, man. Exclamation point donate if you want to fund it, man. If you want to fund it. So love you guys, chat. All right, let me turn some music on. Don't leave. I'm not going anywhere, but let me turn some music on. Get the vibes up. I'm gonna flip this chair around, and we're gonna play some Call of Duty Warzone. Hey, and while I'm doing this chat, let me know what you think, man. You know, truly, like this is the first time I've done. We just did an hour and a half of just chatting. You know, what'd you think, guys? How was it? This is something I'm thinking about doing like once a week, and probably bringing some friends on to do it with me. So let me know what you thought, man. Let me get the music going though. Let me get the music bumping. Y'all about to see some Preacher Cake. Preacher Cake, Preacher Cake, Preacher